On this special two-part edition of Bat Lessons, Brian and Alex are taking their quest to learn everything about Batman to the next level. They're leaving the house. Their mission? Batman the Ride. This world-famous roller coaster is far more than meets the eye. Last episode, Brian and Alex drove across the country and learned where Six Flags got its name, how Universal Orlando almost had a whole DC Comics land, and the record-breaking history of Batman the Ride. This time, we're hitting the park to experience the ride firsthand. Eyes to the sky, Bat family. We're throwing up the signal. So, we just parked. How you feeling? I just realized I wasn't recording any of that.
Awesome.
I was doing all kinds of great camera movements and everything. I didn't record a thing we said.
That's good.
I asked you if you were excited to ride and you said yes.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, so it's talking about the weather. So it's kind of hot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Midwest hot, so it's like muggy.
80s right now, gonna get up to low 90s, but it feels miserable.
I'm worried about the sun because I'm just like a little pink little piggy boy. And I don't want to get a sunburn, but I think we came to the right place to deal with the heat because we're going to be moving fast.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wind. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Here we go. There's the Six Flags. And just behind it's Batman. That's the one. Yeah, there's really not a crowd at all. Not so bad.
Nah.
Don't call it Main Street.
No, it's Main Street Market.
Oh yeah, it says Main Street Market. You're right. There's a bunch of Batman stuff in the window.
Hell yeah. We're going to have to check this out on our way out of here.
Oh yeah. They'll sell you a GCPD hat. I like that.
I like the Riddler shirt. I wouldn't wear it, but I like the Riddler a lot. That was one thing I was going to say on the show. I know there's a Riddler ride that's really good somewhere.
Is there?
Yeah.
Is it here?
No.
Okay. Fair enough. So yeah, you totally can add the Flash Pass afterwards. Cool. It's kind of cool that it's themed after the Flash.
Yeah.
So we did make rope drop.
I think it was 57.
So I don't know if we want to go that way or that way. I guess all the people here means that we want to go this way. The music they were playing in the park got a content ID match, so unfortunately I have to deploy the copyright because, it'll be over in just a sec. So Batman the Ride. There's that archway we were talking about, Gotham City Park.
Gotham City Park. Are those hammers? They look like swords.
I think maybe they were hammers at Gurney.
Okay.
Because or they've changed them, or I was mistaken, but I definitely did a Google image search, and they were hammers.
What you described sounded bigger than those. And those look like they could either have lights or fire at the top of them.
So I think that would have been a Batmobile.
Probably.
That or maybe the cop car, but they had something there for sure, once upon a time.
Strange next to the logo.
So, not a lot of theming in the queue, and in fact, you see queuing, like theming for an adjacent area.
Yeah.
And so, they're not as big on the sight lines. They don't really care what you see as much. You're seeing cool things, but it doesn't have to be homogeneous. There's that Gotham Public Works. Yeah, he doesn't look like he has a hammer either. He's like pulling a lever.
Yeah.
It's like the only thing all day that will probably have a line. That's why people rope drop it.
Yeah. It's still not very long.
There's like a metal girder structure. So this must have been where the cop car was, because they're making cop car sounds. Like maybe it was over there.
Yeah, that would make sense. Or in the concrete over there, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can see, I don't know if you can see, I can see that the fire hydrant is dented, like if something's hit it.
So why would they get rid of the cop car?
I'm guessing that maybe it deteriorated enough that it became a problem.
It's like rotting in the sun, basically.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like it's a new crash. It looks like a very old crash.
It's a train right next to the Batman queue. They super don't care about sightlines. Here they go up the lift hill. So what'd you think?
Oh, it was super good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it moved a lot, and there was a lot of inversions. It's smooth. I like that.
Yeah.
I was actually really worried that I wasn't hyped up enough, and I was gonna like pass out or something. I was good. It was great. G's, a lot of G's, but not too many.
Yeah. I was surprised. Like I assumed that you would, because on some roller coasters I've been on in the past, they you're pinned to your seat, and then you get the butterflies because and then you're pinned to the seat, and then there's a smooth part. And like, what gets me about this ride is that you're pinned to the chair most of the time.
Most of the time,
like you're in positive G's the vast majority.
Yeah,
which is impressive.
Not a lot of straight. It's just a lot of curves.
A lot of curves.
A lot of, I guess, ups.
Yeah, I don't know.
Flips and stuff, right? Barrel rolls. Those are fun.
There was a big crush of people. It does seem to be moving slower than when we went through. Looks like it used to be there was photos. Not a thing anymore. Apparently that's where you enter if you're going to do the flash pass.
Yeah, that was the ADA line there.
Gotcha.
As well. It's like a Gordian knot of a roller coaster.
Totally. So, we got some water.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna try to find Mr. Freeze.
Yeah. Maybe we can freeze our water.
What's wild is how empty this park is.
Super quiet.
You could be forgiven for thinking when you're in the line for Batman that this is a busy park, because everyone rope dropped it. But now we're going somewhere not Batman.
What's rope drop?
So it's funny because I don't think they actually had a literal rope here. Although I guess I don't know if they have one at Disney or not either.
They do.
Okay, so the idea is that you show up when the park opens, because you want to be first.
And they've got a big rope that holds you back from going through the
Yes.
gate.
And they're basically
drop the rope at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, open the park by dropping the rope. And the reason you do that is because you don't have to wait 2 hours for a ride because there's no line yet. There you go, Mr. Freeze's reverse blast.
Through the mouth, I guess.
Yep. It's a snowman that has like, I think that's the barbecue.
Smokehouse barbecue. Man,
Yeah.
It smells great. All right.
You wanna watch it?
Yeah, I want to watch it.
Okay, so it goes. It's interesting. It kind of is folded on itself. So they go through the top hat first, and then they come back around a corner into the stall. I remember it being more straight, but it probably was twisted when I did it too.
Oh, there we go. So these things are the LIMs. So watch them come around. Doing this all in reverse right now. You're going to see them. They're going to hit that LIM and it's going to project them up real further. That way they can make this hit back.
Back around the top hat, back in.
Woo, nice and slow.
That's fun, man.
I like all the Wayne, all the even this stuff's all stylized. Snowies. It's the ice cream factory we're going into.
Snowies.
Yeah, so right here, enjoy the one, the only
Snowies.
That's nice. This place is air conditioned.
Yes, it is.
We'll be back.
I guess it's kind of a theming thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is like the front of the line. Or like here.
There's nitrogen.
Thank you for having me today. Since that's all it is. Come chill with us again. I'm Mr. Freeze.
Welcome back. How was your ride?
We're gonna be on this alone.
When the train comes to a full complete study, to push up on your experience driveways and exit out toward the left. Thank you for having me today. If there's no one waiting in your row, feel free to ride again.
Honestly, I don't want to get stuck.
We're gonna be fine.
One sequence activated. Arms down, head back, and move on.
You guys want to hear a joke?
2, 1, 5.
What'd you think?
I liked it. I actually, honestly, way more fun than Batman was.
Yeah?
In my opinion. The launch was really funny because I didn't think we were expecting it. We were
No.
just
Caught
chatting
us
with
off
each
guard.
other.
We were just talking.
And then suddenly we're moving backwards really
Yeah.
fast.
Super fast.
Super fast.
There's no wind up on that ride. You're just going.
Alex is laughing like a maniac the whole time. Which
Well,
is,
because it surprised me.
yeah, it was awesome. I love it. And then you go through the backwards, upside down loop stuff. And we caught that LIM stuff, which was pretty interesting to feel while you're going. And then, since we were sitting in the very front,
we were looking straight down.
We were looking straight down.
And your harness is holding you in.
That's right. And then you loop around, and that last loop, you go around really slow. And I didn't like that very much.
Oh, at the very end?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, are we going to make it over this hill?
Yeah, both of us were like, ooh, I don't like this.
Yeah, you slow way down.
Way down, yeah.
And it's like, you can tell you've got just enough speed to make it over that top hat.
Right, yeah.
Just
enough.
So I think we're going to try that one again, right?
Definitely.
This time,
sit in the back.
In the back. So we will see everyone in front of us the whole time.
Yeah. That way we'll catch all the puke.
Yeah. That way we put all the weight at the back so that when we get to the top of the top hat, we get stuck. We pull everyone back into the valley. Ride's closed for the day, thanks to Brian and Alex.
Woo! You only live once.
They also pointed out to us, as we were pulling out, an animatronic of Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
So we'll have to catch that when we go back in.
We got to catch video of the launch.
I made a mistake of not recording that.
It's really something. We obviously we can't record while we're on the ride.
It's against the rules.
Strict rules here. But in line, it's fun to watch. Just kind of how the track moves over to prep for launch, and then the launch itself is pretty quick.
Right.
I wonder what this button does.
I wonder what this button does. What I love is the cue is air conditioned.
Yes.
Which the Batman ride was not air conditioned.
No, it was a little bit of an oven.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as we walked into the air conditioning, I was like, oh, this is nice. We'll be back.
Yeah. Zero weight as well. We walked right on.
Walked right on. So good.
I got all kinds of decent. What's up with the? I assume that's Japanese. It's actually kind of impressive how much stuff they have.
Yeah. That's fun.
What? Robin the Boy Wonder? Yeah.
Normally you don't see the Boy Wonder part.
It's true.
I think Chris O'Donnell would have liked being called Robin the Boy Wonder.
Did they make a gag about that in the movie?
They made gags, but I don't remember that one. Like they had a Holy versus Metal Batman. What? It's solid steel, the island.
Yeah, I remember that. So something I'm realizing is that, like, if you grow up somewhere with one of these parks and you go growing up, then, like, you might feel or have the perception that, like, DC and Batman are substantially more popular than someone who doesn't. Like, growing up in Kansas City, like, yeah, Batman was a big deal, but this is a big deal. Like, there's, like, you know.
Is this the Arkham Knight Batman?
That is the Arkham Batman.
That's cool. Yeah, I know what you mean.
He's, like, zip tied to the table. That's really funny. Like, the significance of it as a property is inflated by just the level of merch and theming and kind of wild.
Access.
Yes. Camo Batman. That's how you know you're in Missouri.
That's right.
What did you think of Six Flags? Any closing thoughts on Six Flags before?
Closing thoughts on Six Flags.
And the Batman ride, Mr. Freeze?
Let's see. Batman ride was great.
Yeah.
It was a little bit more intense than I probably expected. I was thinking more like the Hulk, for example.
Sure.
At Universal. But yeah, it was interesting. One thing that I think is sticking with me is it would do these like barrel rolls, but there was always one part in the barrel roll that hit a lot sharper than the rest.
Sure.
So it jerked and then it smoothed out, which I thought was pretty interesting. Not a criticism, just like an interesting element of like the thrill factor and stuff.
It's definitely the case that both the Batman and Mr. Freeze are like the smoothest rides we did all day.
Yeah.
So I think they're the best in that regard. They're still high thrill, but they're smooth. But Six Flags in general is significantly less concerned with smoothness than like Disney or Universal. Disney or Universal does not want to shake you.
Yes.
Does not want to make you feel like they don't want your thighs to hit against a harness. They don't want your shoulders to hit against a harness. They don't want your head to get abruptly jerked or stopped. And like that is not the case.
Yeah. Can you think of a Disney ride that's over the shoulder anything? It's mostly lap belts or lap bars.
The biggest thrill rides they have are like Tower of Terror, which is lap belt. The Rock and Roller Coaster, which is lap belt. The Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, which I haven't been on. Tron is probably the most intense ride they have.
And that like squeezes your thighs or something, right?
Yeah, so the way that works is that you're kind of leaning forward and you grab this handlebar mechanism and you pull it towards you and it locks to the front and back of your calves.
Yeah.
And then it has a little restraint that pushes on your back.
Yeah.
It's really quite gentle.
Yeah, so I don't have anything over your shoulders that we can
Not that I know of. But I mean, the Tron restraint is pretty restrictive. I would say Tron is probably the Disney ride that I've been the least comfortable on and is the highest thrill. Is Hulk over the shoulder at Universal? Because that's probably the most intense ride out of both of those parks.
I think so. But Universal does more intense stuff in general.
The Hogwarts one, Forbidden Journey, is over the shoulder. Where they put you on the arm and...
Yeah, totally. So, like, I think in terms of, like, Six Flags, I think they're a little bit more okay making you uncomfortable because they're seeking more of the thrill than the theming and stuff like that. we did go on one ride that just kind of shook the crap out of you. And
Ninja.
It
was bad, man. They gave me a migraine.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't having a good time either, but I ended up with a migraine afterward. But yeah, I mean, I think the park overall was fun. It was a good time. I did feel like we finished everything we wanted to in like 3 or 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah,
we were gone.
But the lines were like almost non-existent.
That was actually,
which was really nice.
It helped that my expectations were so low about like the state of repair and the level of staff. The staff was all super nice.
Super nice.
And they were actually running double trains on a lot of rides where I assumed they were not. Like Mr. Freeze, they were constantly running too. And so the rate of dispatch was really high. And so everything except for Batman pretty much was walk-on. I think it helped significantly my enjoyment that it was a ghost town. Like the fact that they are hurting and people don't want to go means that, you know, we had the run of the place to ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, we had enough time to do like an undesirable ride, like a Ferris wheel.
Yeah, we had lunch at a barbecue place that held pulled pork that was actually pretty good. Like you could taste the smoke on the meat, and like that should not happen at a theme park. Like theme park food is bad, even at Disney. You know, unless you're paying like $50 a plate to sit down, and even then it can be mediocre.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good.
Yeah. So then I guess back to the Batman part of this.
Yeah, sorry.
I enjoyed Mr. Freeze quite a bit more
than
same. Batman. Batman was good, but Mr. Freeze was like awesome.
I think Mr. Freeze is a very smooth ride. It's very fast and it's surprising. We were on the Batman ride and I sort of told you like the difference between Mr. Freeze and Batman is a traditional roller coaster because there's a lift hill. So you have time and anticipation to like contemplate life choices. Like you can think about like, I'm looking forward to this. I'm hating this, whatever.
Click.
Yeah.
Oh no, click.
Exactly.
You know?
Mr. Freeze does not have that. In fact, the guy who was operating the microphone was like messing with people. He'd go 5, 4, send.
Yeah.
You know, he wouldn't get to 1, or he'd be like, "What's this button do? Send," or like, you know, stuff like that. So like, it was always catching you off guard, which was awesome.
And the first time we rode it, we weren't even paying attention to,
and it just
took us out. Like we were talking to each other, and then woof,
Yeah.
I think
I love the staff for that, by the way.
Yeah.
Everyone was super nice.
Everyone was awesome. I was thinking about the like forwards versus backwards, and I think the backwards is probably significantly better than forwards.
So I think backwards is probably more thrilling. I think I would prefer to go forwards. I love the idea of stalling out, looking up. Stalling out, looking down was a little more nerve-wracking. Same with the top hat. What I wasn't expecting about Mr. Freeze is at the top of the top hat, it feels like it's going to stall.
It slows
way
down.
Way the heck down. You almost stop.
Yeah.
And the more people that are on the ride, the more that's the case. Like the heavier that, because we went once where we were totally alone on it.
The only ones on the ride.
And it actually went way faster.
Yeah.
I could tell the speed was faster because the motors were having to do less work.
Yeah.
But one time we went where it was basically full, it almost stopped. And I would much rather be doing that backwards, I feel like, than forwards. I don't know. It's unpleasant.
I think we're probably aiming at this a little differently because I'm thinking like backwards is more thrilling. Coming to the top where you're looking down is a little bit more thrilling. Going back into the tunnel where you're gotta stop.
Yeah.
Facing forward is I think a little bit more thrilling because you see what you're gonna slam into.
Yeah.
Like I think as like thrill factor, backwards is better. But if you're going for comfort level, I think forwards would be more intuitive across the board.
What about theming?
Theming
On the Batman rides.
They did have theming. It wasn't
more
very
than you
strong.
expected.
It was about what I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I was surprised.
I think I would have been satisfied if all the elements that had been removed were still there. Like if there was still the Batmobile and there was still the cop car and there was still, there was a lot of stuff that could have been cool that was not.
Yeah. It was weird going through the line and seeing a very, very large concrete slab and a small section of it with a bat logo, and then that's it.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird. You could tell it was missing.
I will say, though, like, be careful what you wish for. Like, I'm longing for more theming out of it. We did the Justice League ride, which was highly themed. You could tell they were trying to compete with like Disney and Universal and be more on point. Like they had animatronics and they had, it was just very atmospheric.
Yeah, they had the video playing. They had the like in-line storytelling on the TVs, but the fidelity was pretty low.
But also it was bad. Yeah. So that's the thing. Is like in some ways, like I'd rather they're not going to try if they're going to do it bad, because like I was actively turned off by that whole ride, and it's like at Disney. Those are the things I love the most. If I'm going on a dark ride or a shooting gallery ride or whatever, and it's like the music is great, the animatronics are great, the everywhere you look there's something different. And you could tell at Justice League, someone who worked on it worked very hard and had half the budget of what they needed, and that was really tough.
Yeah. I think I was a little bit on guard about that when we first ride. It was the Batman ride, and we were talking like, oh, they're not worried about sightlines.
They're super not worried about
like,
sightlines. Yeah.
That helps set the bar.
Yeah.
For like. It's like at Disney, anywhere you look, there's theming somewhere.
Well, not just that, but the theming is internally logically consistent. So, like, one of the things that's tough about Six Flags is not that they don't have theming; it's that they do, but they're not worried about you being in Batman and looking out and seeing a different theme.
Right.
That's constantly the case at Six Flags. It's like this building is this theme, this ride is that theme, this building is that theme, and you can see them all from each other. And so your immersion is constantly broken because you're in Batman, but you can see Looney Tunes, or you're in this, but you can see that. Disney is really, really, really good about sightline, meaning not only is everywhere you look themed, but it's themed to the area you're in. They make it so that like there are thresholds and tunnels and whatever, where for the most part, I mean this is not perfectly the case, but like when you're inside a land, when you're in Tomorrowland, everything's Tomorrowland. When you're in Adventureland, everything's Adventureland. When you're in Fantasyland, everything is Fantasyland.
Yeah.
And even though when you think about it, the theming for Fantasyland is what? A circus? It's not even that thrilling or special or unique, but it's like everything is internally logically consistent.
Yeah.
And that counts for something, right? And Six Flags, it's not that they didn't paint it or that they didn't have artists or they didn't, it's that it's not cohesive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was speaking a bit to the detail on like the sightline thing.
Yeah.
But also like in like a Disney ride, anywhere you look, you're gonna see
Oh,
something
on the ride,
or
that
in
was
the
not the
line
case
or
for-
anywhere. Whereas here at Six Flags, like we had fun
Yeah.
and stuff, but like there were parts of like that Justice League ride where like you're passing by a blank black wall.
Yes.
Which would never happen
They,
at Disney.
you could tell that they wanted things that were the same level of theming, but they couldn't afford it everywhere. So that
Yeah.
they have a splash of like really, really cool set piece, nothing, 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 really cool set piece, nothing, nothing, nothing. And then they have like the animatronics like 80%. Like the Cyborg animatronic was almost impressive. Almost. And it was the one, you know?
I mean, it looked dated.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that when it was brand new, it looked dated.
Right, because it was 2015. It was a relatively new ride and it wasn't. Yeah. So,
Worth the money.
$39.
Yeah.
Killer deal.
Killer deal.
You know.
We did learn buy the tickets online because they're more expensive at the gate.
Yes, I knew that there was going to be $39. Waited in line for not long, 10 minutes to buy tickets, and then we got up there. And props to the staff.
Props to the staff.
She said, "Don't buy these from me." She said, "Go do this on your phone."
Yeah, they were like 40% more expensive.
It will be $40 if you buy it from me. It's like $80.
Yeah.
It's like okay. Bat Lessons road trip. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up. We gotta do another one. There's other Batman rides out there. There's other Batman stuff to see.
Yeah, if there is something in the real world that's Batman themed that you know of that we should go to,
let me know.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Hey Bat family, if you made it this far, I know you liked the episode, so do yourself a favor, subscribe, you won't miss any more videos, give it a like, leave a comment down below, tell us what we got wrong, and to keep the Batman history train going, watch this video next.